It's the evening in Revachol, and the thump, thump, thump of the dance club can be heard throughout the town. But as far as right now goes, we've done what we need to do in here. We've done what we need to do in most of these places for tonight, actually. We've spoken to many, many people. And have done many, many things. But what's important is that at 22 o'clock is our chance to get our gun. We're almost there. Finally. Almost there. But it's night. And there's not a whole lot else for us to do right now.
Our tenant, the policeman. What more do you want? Yes, let's hear verse of me. Now it's your turn, Mr. Your parents.
The question must be prompt.
It seems like there's nothing new from her. From this lady, it seems that we might be able to get her to take us on her boat in the daytime, possibly, if the weather's fine. Also, there's a check to possibly go on a date with her, but the chances are very low if Kim's here. There is... Let's see, is that... Are the group of drunks still here? Yeah, here are the drunks. Anything new from them?
Uncle. Uncle.
Let's wake him up.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
Well, nothing new from Don't Call Abigail.
The legend! He's back. And thirsty. I got smokes and piss and a little speed to spice things up.
Well, we are running low on our speed, but maybe we don't need anything right now.
Tequila sunset.
Well, we've heard these stories before.
Not that I can think of, currently. That might be the case, yes.
Alright, so nothing new from them. I've heard some people suggest that now that Joyce is left, that maybe we could talk to Everart about that. Is Everart available this late at night? I don't know, but we could check him out in his container. We never did get the dice last time. Let's see if the dice maker is available. Well, she is still here and still awake.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Great, the die is available.
Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die.
I have the money.
Here's your amber die.
She opens the desk drawer and hands us the die, a color of dark syrup. Look at it.
There appears to be a small fly embedded within. It's like looking into a lost little world.
Very nice. What about another die? Well, that's actually not what I wanted to click. We've already seen this conversation.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
What about another die?
I'm a bit overloaded now, so I can...
She can't make another one
Diaper customer.
at the moment. All right, let's take a look at this die. What is this die we've been waiting so long for? Amber die with a mosquito. This unusual 13-sided die is made of amber. A fossilized mosquito has been trapped inside, legs bent beneath the weight of eternal rest. Note, look at the map tab in journal to see which white checks have opened. Yeah, we don't know which ones these might open. Ahem. Let's see. Cargo container door is back open. If we can pump up our rhetoric, which has been a problem. That might be the only one that's back open. Still, cargo container door is one that we want to open up. If we actually could. It's been a problem. As of now, rhetoric is as high as it can go, unless we were to raise the learning cap. There's a... Let's see, on rhetoric, there is a -1 from one of the thoughts. The one we're learning right now is the Insulindian Miracle. The one that gives a -1 to rhetoric is what? Lawjaw. Which... I would like to keep that one. All right, well, at least we got our die. I don't know if she'll ever be able to make another one for us. Maybe the next day, possibly. Even though I'm glad that the container check had opened, the problem, of course, is, like, I think the highest we were able to actually lift the chances to were 8%. I don't think it was actually getting any higher than that. This is still not available, is it? I don't think it is.
An old call box.
No,
with
it's not. We did fail that check. Racist lorry driver, you got anything to say?
Looking for something odd?
Apparently not. Scab leader, what about you?
Right to work!
Guess not. Manana, what's going on?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Doesn't seem so. Measurehead, I don't suppose... I mean, it's been a while. I don't suppose you have anything new to offer.
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
Seems not. Unless we really wanted to internalize that advanced race theory. And at the bottom, the Union logo and demand democracy. I guess we weren't able to observe that before. I think we did pass this check.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Sliding hundreds of documents and the same materials. You already went through all of the drawer slides shut.
Yeah, I guess we have nothing new there.
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall. There isn't much more to do here.
Valsen means whale fjord in Arden. I'm glad we know that. Our hat is making us smart, letting us know these facts.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
+1, been in the world for 2 days. +1, been in the world for many days. +1, one more door. +1, money is all about trust. +1, isosahedral dice set sirens. Alright. So, pumping up rhetoric has always been a problem because we don't have much that does that. As you know. It's not the first time I've said that, or the second time I've said that. Probably not the third time I have said it either. Okay, we got negative rhetorics here, but negative rhetorics is not what we need. We need clothes that can make us much more convincing. Clothes that will get people to take us seriously. Rhetoric is +1 on the clothes.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last.
It pumps up to 28%. We have cigarettes to spare. Oh no, well maybe not to spare. We have 5 left. I guess we can try one. Or is it already? It's still active. Our last cigarette is still going, so we cannot pump it up anymore from there.
You're back before the cargo container.
All right.
Its draw has not lessened since you were last here.
So of course, there's one other thing we can try, and that is to have the chat boost our intellect up to 5. So that's what we'll do here. Can the chat boost us up a little bit more? It's still... The odds are still not good. Long odds on this. It's always been long odds. So it's never going to be good, but maybe this will be the least bad that we can get. 42%. Can we convince this container door to open?
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
We are going to convince this door to open. Hello? Is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Yeah, we're convincing the door to open.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Says mega rich light bending guy.
You can't be serious.
All right, let's go speak to whatever that is in there. Didn't look human. And what is happening in here?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Man, you can feel just the aura of money around him.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Wow.
Welcome. Come in, make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
The name's Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, most likely.
Pleasure to meet you, Raphael. I'm surprised in a positive manner, do understand, about your exceedingly high net worth name.
It is not. Never mind.
Oh, don't you worry, Lieutenant. I can tell a good man when I see one.
How did you become so rich?
Oh Lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
But it gets us closer to some misadventures and hijinks. That's worth something.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Graz.
He's old money.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
And blow.
Yes, lots and lots of blow. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
Yeah, it's impossible to spend more than what he's making. And what he's making just keeps making more and more. Just money coming out of every pore.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Yes, it's making more money than I could ever spend in 100 lifetimes. Certainly is no fun. That just takes all the fun out of life, doesn't it? Let's see. Capital accumulation is its own reward. Shouldn't you use your great wealth for the glory of the fatherland? You're a thief. People work out here working their asses off while you chill here. It's great that you've done so well for yourself. Don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? I don't have any interest. Make a rich light bending guy? I'm a centrist. I don't have anything to say about this. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? I have a communist meeting later, and I think that this would be relevant for me to know.
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
One yacht? I mean, hundreds?
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Well, let's not say anything about that.
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Yeah, perception is very concerned about what it is we're seeing here in front of us. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I can't even see you, as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
So what's our coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating.
You're telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Surens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Yes, we'll impress mega-rich light-bending guy with our knowledge of historical facts. There's a cool church here. We're in Revachol, formerly a colony of the kingdom of
Ah, a fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Well, why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container?
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, bail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
So you're saying rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Unbelievable. You managed to meet a man who's so rich, light literally bends around him, and all you can get out of him is 3 real? What's wrong with you?
Electrochemistry is not happy about this, although it seems like the light-bending field around him is also affecting how much money we have. It's in a fluctuating state. It's not, well, I guess when we leave here, it'll go back to normal. Let's see, it gets me almost nothing. Thank you for your kindness. You shouldn't have any more. I thought you were a billionaire. Let's see. Well, he did say that the only thing he just carries around coins for the coffee machine, but, I mean, is he actually telling the truth? I mean, look, it'd be annoying to only carry around coins for coffee machines because you're going to run out of coins, and then you would have wished you carried more coins with you. You sure don't have any more?
Yes, I'm sure.
His eyes seem narrow. The light seems to bend more aggressively.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
3% plus 1. I know about money. Oof. Well, I hope we can come back later if we can change some clothes. Can I change my clothes in front of you?
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical.
Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
I object to the idea that I have been boring. I haven't been that boring. Where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What sang-froid? What a fucking joke.
Wait, is the kingdom of conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Well, I mean, that's a loaded question, Empathy. Why don't we leave this one to the chat? Does the chat think that the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? Specifically, bloodshed. What does the chat think about that one? Does appear that we're getting heavy no's, that the chat wants the revolution to come. They want society to be burned down. Congratulations on the 69%. Congratulations to you. We're going to say no.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
Okay, but what's the kingdom of conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Well, what do you get if you're post all these things? You're saying what it's not, but not what it is. Sounds incredible. Alonzi, let's go there right now.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Oh, right. Then let's get there eventually?
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
That's right. You can't have it now. Just, you want that incremental progress. You want the compromise where nothing really changes, but it's setting up for an actual change a few decades from now. That's what we're looking for. It has to be slow. It has to be gradual. Let's read this. Let's see. Temporary research bonus, -2 half-light, calm water. Research time, 1 hour and 25 minutes. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue, and they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? Well, I don't really think we're going to be internalizing the centrist cop thought, but apparently I've been saying enough boring things to earn it. 5 points where it was enough for Empathy to come in and say, hey, sounds like you're getting pretty boring. I don't think that's that many points. We need high conceptualization to try to get money. Like, do we have maybe like, I think we have one thing I took off. That helps with conceptualization. Yeah, it's that shirt. Here's a jacket. That helps as well. right. So that's +2. Conceptualization is currently on 4. What does that percentage look like?
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Still only at 8%. Let's see. Well, conceptualization is int. So we could try smoking up.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
So that's 17%. Let's see if the chat can increase our int anymore. To raise our conceptualization up to 6. Let's see if that can happen. I mean, I don't know what kind of sound investment plan we would actually get from this. Like, what could Raphael actually present? All right. Conceptualization 6, 28%. Got a 1 out of 4 chance of doing it. Let's present a sound investment plan.
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
I guess that's probably true. Okay. So I've got this idea for a board game.
Go on.
Brace yourself. It is a very high concept.
I'm ready.
We're going to steal someone's idea. It's a pen and paper where people all over the world can play with each other using radios. No one has ever thought of this before.
Hold on. Have we met before?
No, I'm pretty sure we haven't.
Yeah, on second thought, it couldn't have been you.
Yeah, this is our first meeting.
Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident. The name should have been a red flag.
Yeah, why would a group call themselves that?
They pitched me and a handful of other investors on an idea for a role-playing game that would, in their words, change the world.
What happened?
Well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid, but they were lacking in... How do I put it? They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became more desperate, their ideas devolved from realistic to absolute insanity. We lost all of our money. High art types never deliver. They're only good for peddling Wilkins or whatever creeps they come up with.
I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on investment.
Did you try to salvage the project somehow?
Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam. Only dust remained. What I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but that is not a reasonable plan.
Are you sure you don't want to give those little Welkins a second go?
Absolutely not.
Ooh, new thought.
Stop embarrassing yourself. Pop a magnesium and calm down.
Well, we should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time. All right. What do we get? What is this thought? Bankruptcy sequence. Temporary research bonus, -1 empathy. It's layoff season. Research time, 5 hours, 15 minutes. Business loves silence, the second loudest sound in the world, eclipsed only by the collective screams of market crash victims. So let me whisper to you. Do you feel the veil of the sun god slipping? Are the better days gone? Are we entering bankruptcy? Is the company going to go down and leave you in the gutter with the rest of the dredges delivering parcels for soup money? You need to crisis manage your way out of this. What is it? What is this saying? Would internalizing this help us make money? We are internalizing a thought already. Well, we came here to talk to Everart, but fortunately we were able to get into that trailer and have a chat with the mega rich light bending guy. Interesting fellow. Unfortunately, we were not able to pitch him a good investment idea, but we did get a thought, and I don't know if we want to internalize it. Hey, Everart.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
There's a mean little light in its eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now. You get a sinking feeling.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Don't worry, Harry. He does. At least I think he does.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that. You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
Well, now I know why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
In there, under pillows of winter fat, his stress-ridden heart still beats furiously.
So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her.
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
But you did want me to relay info to her.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
How do you know she left?
Harry, I bugged her cabin. I bugged her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
So you've been listening to our conversations all the time?
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
The Hardy Boys?
Hell no. They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
Oh, we haven't been introduced to his real boys.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
That's wild how you got me to do all that stuff.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
You used my intellectual curiosity against me, though.
Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
But she told me a beautiful story about the discovery of the Insulinde.
Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories. About all the interesting things they've done and seen. All the beautiful places they've been to. It's just sentimentalism. She can afford to be sentimental, and she can afford to lose as well.
But she said she's insane. Like me.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
His expression betrays extreme skepticism. She told me she's over-radiated from pale transit.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
Well, if that's what it takes, I'll do it. For the working class.
Don't just say it, Harry. Do it. We gotta be more disciplined than they are, or we'll lose.
So what's going to happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
I mean, you could have just told me about it.
Harry, when I need to tell people, I might as well do it myself. That's why I like initiative, and inspiring initiative. It's more natural that way. You knew something big, and you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you. Inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that.
Damn right it does, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
You know what, Detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours too.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
So, what now?
Now there's a whole lot of work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's get to it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Do you know about the mega-rich light-bending guy? By any chance?
Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
I mean, he's so rich he could get in anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
Kim, tell him he was there.
There was a guy in the container. But he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Yes, for God's sake. You're a socialist.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights.
Could you do that?
I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
Can I ask anything new about the harbor?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend.
Doesn't seem so.
Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
Well, I made the borscht with the vodka in it. I made it stronger.
I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there keeping things running lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcoholic brew, stronger, stopped it, strike. I'm just gonna let you surprise me, Harry.
I guess that's all we can talk about. Well, alright, turns out that Everart had been manipulating us for the purpose of getting Joyce to just give up, to leave and let the Union have the harbor. I mean, there's still something that's not getting brought up, but that the mercenaries are still out there. I feel like this really hasn't been getting mentioned a whole lot.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna...
Nothing new there. Still, we have spent a lot of time talking to Mega Rich Lightbending Guy and to Everart. It is almost time for the meeting. Like, as far as the topics of conversation go with Everart, I feel like the obvious one to bring up would be, like, what happens when those other two mercenaries decide to make their move, because they're still around somewhere. And it just doesn't seem like we're bringing it up. But it turns out, even though we didn't really want to take a side in this conflict, it turns out that we ended up taking a side, but we didn't realize we were. Everart knew that we would tell Joyce the information he was telling us. And so there won't be any negotiations at all now. We might as well hit the frit while we're here.
A colourful display of cigarettes.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Running out of cigarettes.
Here you go, mister.
Thank you. Also, I guess since we're not going for a check right now, I should put on my encyclopedia clothes. I've got the encyclopedia hat on. But of course, when we're not actually going for a roll, we do want to boost encyclopedia as much as we can. Am I already wearing the... Oh, yeah, I'm already wearing the +2 encyclopedia lenses. Okay, so I guess we already are wearing all of the encyclopedia stuff. We got +3 to that, which is at 7. You know, it's been a little while. We probably could really use some ambiance. I'm not getting any ambiance. No ambiance? Kind of wanted some ambiance. Well, this, I believe, is where the location is, though, where we're going to be doing this.
Under a yellow plastic dome. Life is garbage.
Well, we do have a phone call that we can make. It'll probably damage us.
Dial the number again, as you've done many times. You remember it well now. 001 41 44 47 11 17 361 451 67 451 451. Calling. Calling, 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 and calling for who knows how long, but no one answers. You need to insert more money to call again.
You want my money?
The cold metal is hard, and your knuckles bleed.
But it feels so good.
Takes your mind away from that voice. For 1 second at least.
That's enough now, officer.
The stands at a distance. You want more money now, huh? You want fucking money?
It didn't give you any fun for that money.
It was a little fun.
Your hand is swelling up.
But it's a healing swell.
Officer, that's enough. Let's return to work.
Okay. Blood drips from your knuckles to the sand. Drip, drip, drip. Probably not a good idea to break one of the only 2 phones in the town. It is 22 o'clock. Is the person here? Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, the person's not here, but the ambiance is. The ambiance is. Okay, just if I go out onto the boardwalk, it does. But not here. Why don't we reload the state of the map? Good to see everyone still having a good time in here. Okay.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Wow. The aging woman under a mountain of police paraphernalia mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now.
Okay, I can...
Right now.
I can see why the pawn shop guy said she was scary.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
When in doubt, ask him for advice.
This is bad. Getting a weapon back is the priority. We can't have an unhinged civilian running around with a gun.
Yeah, I agree. This is a bad situation.
Comply, or I will light you the fuck up.
She continues to yell as she lumbers about. Easy, ma'am. Take it easy.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress! I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down. We just want to talk.
Lateral vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper. Carotid sleeper. Critically reducing blood from passing through the neck of the suspect.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Me? What? Kim, you wound me.
This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
I am. I really do. I. +1. This is the pigs. Hand-eye coordination is 3. You can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon. Please identify yourself, ma'am. You're not the police. We're the police. We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Let's just talk, all right?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
Big red key. That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
How did Everart's people actually make an arrangement with her to come here at this time? Like, how did they actually have a cohesive conversation with her? Please identify yourself, ma'am.
It's the goddamn police shitbag! Cut the pavement! You're under arrest!
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine? Or drugs? Magnesium, Dramamine, maybe even speed. My God, she has speed on her. What else?
Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband! Restricted access! 2 kilos missing! Eyewitness report compromised!
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
But ma'am, you're not the police. We're the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
Lieutenant Double Your Fader, Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitsuragi from the 57th.
No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth.
Aggravated assault! Man down! Officers in pursuit!
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
What if she's right and I am an imposter? I guess we don't know for sure. White rectangles. Here's my badge. Maybe I shouldn't reach for something. We really are cops. Look, white rectangles.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azima!
She's losing it. One twitch and there would be blood.
We can just leave, I guess. That is kind of too low to actually make a move for it, even if we were able to get an additional point from the chat. Maybe we can just leave with it, just deal with it later.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
I see. Okay. Well, I guess that's what we're doing. Let's just look at this. Hand-eye coordination. We can put a point into it. Whoops, not that. This. No need to stop that. Of course, we can't change our clothes. All right, hand-eye. Level up to 4. That's up to 42%. Unfortunately, I can't take speed. So looks like the only other thing I can do is ask the chat to increase my motorics. Because I can't ask this woman to please give me a moment to change my clothes. It's not happening. All right, can we increase our motorics? 58%. It's not great, but let's see. Time to get my gun. Time for Raphael to jump into action.
She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. There's an opening if you just move fast enough. If not, the lieutenant's got her in his sights.
Well, it doesn't look good.
Host almighty, don't count on that. You saw that Binoclard can't shoot for shit.
I mean, she's pretty close, though. It's not a difficult shot to make. I know myself. I know I'm gonna fail. Gun, I'm coming. No gun is worth this risk. Okay, so this is interesting. I failed to check, but it's not... It's now giving me 3 different three different ideas. Do I just not try because I know I'm gonna fail? Do I go for it and hope that Kim has my back, or back away? Well, we are a superstar cop, so let's just make things simpler. What would a superstar do in this situation? We know the answer. Gun, gun, I'm coming.
Suicide by cop. Split-second decision. Eat lead, scumbag.
God, I almost blew her head off.
Was that a click?
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real.
70% that there were bullets in there. But as we know, as we have seen many times, you can easily fail a 70% chance.
Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated.
Maybe the guy in the pawn shop removed the bullets. We probably should ask him if he did that and thank him.
Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
Pick it up.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Oh, woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why was she like this in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness.
Neurodegenerative disease?
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without a gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
I was hoping I could give her one of those slips. You know, the one that says she's arrested and she has to report. Yeah, I mean, look, if technically we don't have official authority here, the Hardys are supposed to be the cops, so sure, let's tell Titus.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we are done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
All right.
Leave the radio on.
She mutters. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Search her again? All right. And by radio, I assume she's talking about the cop dramas she likes and not our boombox.
Stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do.
I can pick up the RCM cap. I can take the narcotics. Well, the RCM cap, I guess, well, I do want clothing.
She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Is it actually our cap?
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
I think so.
The lieutenant nods.
Confiscate the narcotics. Wink.
You take the vial of Pyrrolidon and the bottle of speed as evidence, obviously.
Evidence.
You might not want to take those. You seem to have a slight problem.
But well, I'm confiscating them as evidence.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
Shake her shoulder.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Leave her be. All right. Let's take a look at what we just picked up. Well, here's our gun. A Villiers 9mm pepper box pistol. Equip this when times are most dire. A 3-shot revolving barrel Villiers LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn and the engraving on the side reads Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun. No doubt about it. All right, so our gun has 3 barrels. Like Kim mentioned that guns usually only shot 1 round, but I guess ours can hold 3. Is it because of our higher rank? Well, upon reaching the rank of sergeant, it says. And the cap, +1 authority, member of an organization. The cap is sturdy and comfortable and seems to retain its form very well. Fits you perfectly. The inside of it smells like cheap tobacco and typewriter ink. Feels familiar somehow. Perhaps it too is yours, though how the pigs got it is a mystery. Do we really need authority? Don't know how often that's come up, really. All right, let's head back to the whirling and see if Titus is still up. Oh, might as well ask him if he's available now.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
No, does not seem like we can ask him about the gun. Just wanted to see if he would know about it. Or rather, I should say, if we could mention that we got the gun back and ask him if maybe he removed the bullets? Yeah, Hardys are still here.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
Sure, Encyclopedia. Let's talk about the details of the pinball machine. What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Wait, where do I get such a crown?
It comes free with a 6-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic.
The idea of a king in a century gone is pretty fascinating.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Well, thanks for that, but we need to talk to Titus.
The Copper-nado is back. What do you want?
There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yup. her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Courant or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everart's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Now, the way I hear it, you guys are Everart's B team.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
No, she didn't have anything of mine.
No? Well, whatever then, copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name? Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante. We always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Marianne LaPlante?
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was. Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
The children kept her together.
How'd she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
More like who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat. Sign me up.
You are already signed up, Cerdo. This guy is seriously damaged.
Nah, don't worry about it, Al. The cops want to dress up and play policeman. Let them. We'll keep doing the real work.
Where'd she get all the cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Thanks for helping us out with this, Titus.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
So I've heard. All right, well, we got our gun back, and that is a long-running thing that we have been trying to do. So now we have our badge back, we have our gun, we have, I think, our entire uniform, and we know what happened to our car. So as far as the reassembling of the cop stuff goes, I guess we've done it. There is plenty more to do tonight, but for right now, maybe we should take a look at what Harry looks like when he's in full cop regalia. What would that look like? Here's his cap. Let's see. That is the patrol cloak. There we go. Superstar sunglasses. I think that we might have cop sunglasses, but Superstar would fit. Here's biker cop sunglasses. Well, the cavalry boots could possibly be cop boots. Sure. There's the RCM commander's jacket, which looks like that. So we have a couple of options as far as the RCM goes. Those were the trousers that we arrived in town in, I suppose. And we have our gauntlets. Oh, and the horrific necktie is what we would have been wearing. So, I mean, aside from the gauntlets, this is what an RCM cop would look like, I guess. And aside from the boombox, you know? Aside from the boombox as well. Well, okay. It's 22:44. The next thing we would want to do, now that we've gotten our gun back, we would want to go to the communism party, would be what would be coming up next, which is, let's see. Was that not listed on my list of tasks? Oh, no, there it is. Get yourself organized. Attend Stebbins' meeting after 22 at the Cape Side apartment. So it is after 22, so we will be saving our game. And as we continue on with Disco Elysium, we are going to hit up the communism meeting. Maybe not dressed up in the cop gear. You know, maybe that's not the best clothing to be wearing as we hit up the underground communism meeting. Maybe we'll think of a better, more appropriate wardrobe. We will see. Oh, and by the way, can we, yeah. Just carry our gun around everywhere?
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official, cop by the book, should know to only unholster their service weapon when using it is unavoidable.
All right, now let's save the game. The next time, we're going to hit up the communism meeting, maybe dressed up in full cop gear with our gun out, and, you know, just see how they react. I'm sure it would go fine. We want to make some communist friends, and how else are we going to do that but letting them know we mean business when it comes to the working class. We carry our gun for the working class, is how it'll go. Next time on Disco Elysium.